Thank you for all those kind words. I'm going to get you to put that on a plaque for me or something. I'm going to put up on the wall here somewhere. So my background is actually tech. I did 10 years in tech startups. After some success there, I left the tech world and have spent close to about 15 years now in personal development. So my tagline is the computer hacker turned people hacker. So over the last 10 to 15 years, I've done books. I've done seminars in North America and in Europe. I've trained over 200 facilitators. And that stuff's great, but that's not the important stuff. The really important stuff that I want you guys to know is number one, I've done over $2 million in sales in the Teachable e-course platform. So I know how to create great e-courses that sell and are easily sellable. And number two, I create really great practical life-changing content. And when Stephanie approached me, she told me about Teachable. She said, Nick, or she told me about Shoply. She said, Nick, your stuff is perfect for Shoply. It's perfect for affiliates. Took me a good month of warming up, but I dove in. And the first course that I created, I've got a list of 5 or 6 courses I want to do. This is the first course to really see how it's going to do, and it's called Single No More. It is not just for single people. That's just the title. And I'm going to share a couple of quick stories for you guys to really understand what this course is about. So one story, let's call her a past client. Let's call her Michelle. This is a real client, different name. And she was in her, I believe, late 30s, early 40s. And she had gone almost her entire life without a single relationship going beyond 2 to 3 months, except for her very first relationship in high school. And I said, okay, take me back to that high school relationship. Tell me about it. She said she was madly in love with this guy. It was their senior year. They were dating for like 9 months to a year. They were going to get married. They're going to have kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. She had it all planned out in her mind, right? And one day she came into school and found out that he had been cheating on her. And as you know, that's what I would call an emotional trauma. So you guys have all heard of the subconscious mind, right? We all have a subconscious mind. Well, one of the roles of the subconscious mind is to keep us safe. So when we experience a trauma like that, the subconscious mind can go, oh shit, look what happens when we fall in love. Look what happens when we're in a long-term relationship. Look at the pain that that caused you. So from now on, anytime you start to fall in love, anytime you start to get into a serious relationship, what do you think that unconscious mind is going to do? Right? It's going to start releasing fear chemicals, right? So from that moment onward, and this is what I call split energy. Split energy is when part of you wants something, like to get married and have babies, and another part of you doesn't, often subconscious, which then creates a self-sabotaging behavior, right? So this split energy, I've seen this split energy in, I would say, 80 to 90% of relationship clients. And it can come from traumas. It can come from observing your parents' behavior. So if you observed an unhealthy dynamic in your parents, maybe you had a very controlling dad and your mom couldn't do what she wanted, then you might have programming running that says, it's not safe to be in a relationship because if I am, I can't do what I want. Or when you are in a relationship, it might not feel safe to speak up or be vulnerable in a relationship, right? So this is what I call human programming, right? And Single No More, this e-course, it's about helping you identify and shift and release the unwanted programming that is either sabotaging your ability to find a relationship or creating struggles in current relationships. This is a course that everybody should be doing, right? Here's another example. So this is a personal example with me. So my current partner, her name is Anik. My name is Nick. And we were both married prior to our current relationship. And in her relationship, her partner was emotionally abusive. So when she wasn't doing what he wanted her to do, he would give her the silent treatment for up to a week. Now, luckily, I'm not like that. However, anytime I would get really busy with work, or I would close my office door and spend the whole day working on a book or creating new content, that would trigger this old wound in her of rejection, of being ignored, right? And then she would pull away. So it would create this unhealthy dynamic in our relationship. Once we talked about it, and once we figured out what it was, and once I helped her clear it, not a problem anymore. So again, that's another example of human programming that gets in the way of happy and healthy relationships. And that's what Single No More is all about. It's not a course where you're going to sit down and just listen and take notes. It's very interactive. It takes you through processes. One of my processes is called the Archetypes of Attraction, where it's going to help you identify your one of 5 archetypes in terms of what program you carry and how it impacts your relationships. And then it gives you processes to clear some of this stuff. So some EFT tapping, some guided audios. So it's not so much about intellectual understanding, but it's about integrating the teachings. Now, from a sales perspective, we're 2 weeks away from what? The holiday of love, right? Valentine's Day. I can't think of a better time to promote an e-course about relationships. And when I say it's a course that everybody needs, like I really mean that. We all have programming, whether we want to admit it or not. And working through that programming is going to make our lives better. So by doing this e-course and being able to talk about the shifts you've experienced with your platform, with your followers, I can guarantee you this is a very, very easy sell.
And it's super affordable. I'm actually looking at it right now. I should ask you beforehand, but you want, is it okay if I do a screen share, pull it up for you?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
to
let's do
10.
it. Okay. So here we go, guys. Confirming you're taking a look at yourself real quick. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So guys, this is obviously where you find the course. Make sure you're logged in. You got a $35 direct bonus payout when you make the sale yourself. Also a $30 marketplace commission bonus that's put in there as well. So for those of you guys that haven't gone and looked around, go in here. You can. Nick's he's rocking the same gear. So did you shoot this today, or you just got the you're on pilot. You're just rolling. You're rolling.
I just keep right on going.
I wear the same black t-shirt every day too, so I get it. So a couple of questions. So this is obviously our first course from you. I didn't click in deeper yet. For first and more to come, because you've done this, you've sold millions of dollars with courses, right? So, how many courses you got up your sleeve in the future if we can get this first one off and running for you?
I've got 5 or 6 outlined. I got a lot of chronic pain is an area I've got quite a bit of knowledge in and expertise. Anxiety is another one. Once you understand, for me, having that background in computer science, I haven't done a psychology degree. I make people cry for a living, and it's not from therapies, it's from learning how to troubleshoot and debug computer code. So my expertise in tech was solving complex problems. People would come to me when they had these bugs or these issues they didn't know how to resolve. And what people don't realize is human behavior and your experience in physical reality is just like computer programs. The only difference is you don't have source code. You've got mental code, conscious and unconscious, and emotional code. And once you know how to find the right code, right, and deprogramming it, shifting experiences in your reality actually becomes a very easy thing to do.
I'm tracking fully. I love the idea of the Valentine's Day offer, in obviously making a little bit of a joke, but it's like, hey, if you're single on Valentine's Day, I got something for you. I got a gift. I got a gift for you. Who's buying? So for those, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I sent Stacy a video for social earlier today, and it's a minute-long audio clip of one of my beta testers for this program. And in this clip, and I'm guessing she'll post it soon, in this clip, she says, Nick, I'm only halfway through this program, and it already feels like my husband is a completely different person. Now, I cannot promise all of your wives or husbands will become different people, but shifts can happen very fast when you know where to look and what to shift, right?
So are they doing it together?
You could do it together or individually.
Okay.
But again, the best way to sell this is go through it for yourself, do the processes. You're going to identify what your archetypes are, and then you can talk about the shifts you experience with your potential audience, right? And there's not a single person on this planet who doesn't want to be in a happy, healthy, loving relationship. And this course bridges the gap to help people understand what aspects of themselves are getting in the way from that.
Well, I'm going to ask one last question, partner, more generic, because you have had so much success in this. What are one or two great tips that you've seen in the past for maybe affiliates that have sold your courses and done well with it?
Yeah, I would say, and I've done over 100,000 in affiliate sales. I would say it's go out and be an affiliate, right? So if I throw these following probing questions at you, so see what pops up in your mind when I say, it's not safe to go out and talk about this program because if I do, or it's not safe to advertise on social because if I do, or it's not safe to approach that person that I know needs this program because if I do, see what pops in your mind. If you've got a fear, oh, they might reject me, or they might say no. If you're noticing fears pop in your mind, or if you're noticing your body contract, then those are subconscious programs that are getting in your way, right? So it's about understanding that our inner critic, it wants to hold us back. And there's a bunch of you guys on this call who are listening and you're watching the replay and you're like, wow, I really need this. But then there's a part of your mind, whether you're aware of it or not, who's saying, don't do it. I don't want things to change. I don't want to know what bullshit I've got going on, even though the awareness of the bullshit is gonna help you, right? So be aware of the ways that your mind wants to hold you back. And if you can break free from that, you're limitless.